Hello, this is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, today we are doing a video on the LG G6, and the specific video is why this is the best smartphone for any real estate agent, or that any real estate agent should get this smartphone. And there's a couple of reasons why, but mainly it has to deal with its second camera. See, phones like the iPhone and other devices have secondary cameras, but they have it for zooming in. LG does the second camera for a wider angle. And in real estate, I have been looking for a home for next year. Me and my wife plan on getting our first house instead of apartment. And that being said, we have been looking at many different locations, and some of these real estate agents really just do not know how to have good photos taken, especially on the first days. Sometimes they have polished photos like a month after it's been on the market, and basically if they haven't gained any traction. But especially the first days are horrible photos. I don't know if they just have the homeowners take the photos, but they're really crappy, really shoddy. And I'm going to give you an example of some of these photos. Some of these houses are staged well done, but the photos are very horribly taken. So I'm going to give you the example of and the difference of why the LG G6 would be a much better phone in order to do this. I myself am getting my real estate license this year, and I know if I do take photos, this is going to be my go-to phone for that purpose. I will literally show up, okay, we're going to list it today. Let me just take some quick photos, run through the house, take these, and then you have a better listing. So let me show you guys the difference. First and foremost, these are all photos taken randomly from my search criteria online, and I was taking I was just taking any photos that I was like, well, yeah, this isn't showing me the full picture. So this one obviously is of the backyard, right? And I took different locations just to give you an idea of how much better this would be with this phone. So this one's obviously of the backyard, and you can see that you don't get the whole picture here. This backyard I wouldn't be interested in just because of the fact that I know it cuts off things. I know there's more to the door on this side. I don't know if I have what on this side of the door. I know I'm probably looking at a garage on this side, but again, it just gives me a very narrow view of the backyard. This one, besides being blurry, does not give me a full view of the bathroom. It cuts off almost the entire shower, so I don't know if it looks good. And then they had another picture of just the shower because they couldn't get this shot good. But again, you want to create that sense of ownership. You want to create that wow factor, and this doesn't do a wow factor. It's like, okay, I have a vanity, I have half a toilet. You know, you're not giving the full shot, and that's the difference with this phone. A bedroom, again, you're cutting off the bunk beds, you're cutting off the dressers. It's a very narrow shot, and that's what I constantly see on these. Another bedroom, again, what is this? Am I supposed to be looking at the dresser that's the customer's dresser? Like, I don't get what the point of this shot is. Okay, I guess I know because I looked at more photos. There was a desk there. Okay, there is some sort of drapery. I actually don't know where that drape leads. I don't know if that was supposed to be a door and they took it out or what. Obviously, that's going to create some work for whoever buys it. And the bed, it's just like, you're telling me this is a small house. That is what these photos convey. That this is a small room, this is a small room. By taking a narrow photo, that's what you're telling your people. As well as this one. Look, I'm sure this is a big kitchen, but again, the narrow shot tells me this is a narrow kitchen. And yet, I can tell pretty much that, no, this looks like actually a bigger space. So I'm sure if I did an open house, I would discover that. But if I saw this, I probably wouldn't even waste my time. One, you have these lights on, but not the other lights on. And it's just, it's so important to make sure that when you take photos that they're representing your place well. Again, this kitchen now seems small. I know that it's bigger than this. I'm sure it is. But if just upon looking at this, I would say, oh, this is a small kitchen. Why? Because of the fact that this is all I see. I don't see the probably fridge on the other side. I don't see the probably, pantry on the other side. But if I'm seeing this, I'm like, oh, this is a small kitchen. And that's what buyers would think. Again, you have a living room. This is not most of the living room. You're showing me a narrow view of it, and it makes me look like, oh, this is kind of small for a living room. Like, I mean, all my friends would be like cramped in this area. That's what you would think from this shot. All right, now here's the difference. So on the left side, we have a normal shot, and this is what most smartphone cameras would take, where it says LG normal camera, and then you have the wide angle camera. Now, a lot of these were just taken in my house, so please forget the mess. And just look at the difference in the depth of the shot. Again, the first shot tells you this is a smaller kitchen. Smaller bathroom. It really shows like, oh, this is like a little small one. But when I take that wide angle shot, you see how big this bathroom is. It easily displays much better. Now, there would be editing involved. I did not edit these photos. I literally just put them up and as is. So I would do editing. You can actually even shoot in what's called raw file type. So if you do know what you're doing in photos, you can actually have a huge high quality photo when you take these photos with it. So that's a big thing and a really big help. But I've seen so many real estate people not do this. Like, look at what this is, a typical photo, like the other bathroom ones you saw on the normal shot. But look what the wide angle gives me. It gives me the lighting fixture. It gives me the tile. It gives me the sink. It gives me, any kind of linen that I would put to store stuff. So it just gives me a much better view of it. A huge thing, of course, is bedrooms. So look at the difference of this. One, I on the left side again think this, oh, okay, this is a small bedroom because I'm only getting the bed and a little bit of carpet in it, and I'm getting a window. Again, how I do the wide angle one though, I see, oh, this is huge. It really looks like a big bedroom. It looks like a great sized bedroom, lots of room for storage, lots of room for TV, for, dressers. You get in your mind again, everything like that. Again, you get the light fixture, which you wouldn't get in a normal shot, as most of these they had almost no light fixtures. The second thing you get is you see how much a light is let through with that window, more so. And you also see the closet. So the closet's another thing that you actually get, like, oh, okay, like there's actually a really good amount of storage. This is a huge difference, and this I think is the best shot to kind of convey. Look at the difference that you get from this. From the narrow shot that is what almost every real estate agent puts up, compared to the wide angle shot that I have hardly seen on almost every listing. And I live in Los Angeles. If I live in Los Angeles and you guys don't know how to take photos, I mean, that's horrible. It's one of the main reasons why I just want to do real estate myself, is because I haven't found a good real estate agent out there to be able to take these photos. And it's shown in the listings. People always say like, oh no, well, I'll get them when they get down there. But as a person, for me, I look at least probably 10 to 20 houses every 2 days. So that's just what I do as a customer, as a client that's going to buy a house. That's what I look at. Do you really think that I'm going to give a second look to this normal camera shot? No, I'm going to be like, oh, the bedrooms are kind of small. If I see this wide angle shot though, I'm going to be like, oh, these bedrooms are huge. I can actually, like, that would be perfect. I mean, you're talking about if I wanted to turn this into an office, that would be big. This bedroom is about the size of my room I'm currently in right now. The room I'm currently in is the office. This office is slightly smaller, but it's almost the size of this entire room. Again, it makes it look so much bigger, and that's the whole idea behind it. And finally, I did want to give an outside shot so you know how to set up your home again so that the home looks bigger. Because the home shot always should be your first shot. Home shot should always be your first shot. I should start outside and go into the house. I don't know why some real estate people don't understand that. That is how the story goes. I want to start outside. I want to go inside. I want to go in the backyard. That's how I want my presentation. some people don't do that. Maybe it's because their kitchen is the main thing. Great, show me one shot of the kitchen, then take me outside and take me back into the living room, to the kitchen, to the bedrooms, to the bathrooms. It's not that hard, but I just see that a lot of real estate people just do not know how to structure the photos. And finally here, this is an outside shot. Again, picture this as a home. This is actually my parents' restaurant, but picture this as a home. You have your normal shot, again, giving you, okay, that's a typical house. That's a typical shot I see of a house outside most of the time on these websites. But look at the wide angle. Look at how much more I get of it. It makes it look so much bigger. They're like, oh, wow, this is my whole property. Suddenly, I'm not just looking at the house. I'm looking at the yard. I'm looking at the property. I'm looking at my neighbors to see how are the neighbors. Are the neighbors good? Do they go well? Is it a good neighborhood? Then man, getting the neighbors in the shot is gonna make me want it more. So that's the whole idea behind this video, is just to show you that a wide angle phone will be a lot better. And especially, I mean, yes, it could be an investment. I mean, you could spend maybe, what, $500 on this outright if you want to just buy it outright. And just take your photos for this. Just take every photo you have of all your listings with this phone, and you'll have a much better quality. Now, some people will tell you, well, you can just get a wide angle lens on top of something like your iPhone or something along those lines. First of all, the LG G6 will take better photos most of the time than an iPhone, especially in low light. So if you do want those indoor shots, it's going to be better off doing this, because HDR is also better on here. Just means that when you have a window shot, it's going to look better. So, and you can do that, again, people will say that with an SA2. Again, this is just a simpler ability, and it doesn't get you as much of a fisheye. See, what some people do is that they'll buy a wide angle lens, but they don't know it's a fisheye lens. Fisheye gets you a real bubble effect. Now, you can actually see that on one of these photos, this one right here. What I mean by bubble effect, and I could have avoided this, but again, I just wanted to take these quick photos of the bathroom. You can actually see the doorway kind of bend in, because it goes in then out. And that being said, that is what you don't want in your shot. But again, you could even just edit that out. I could crop that part out, just that one part, and then I'm good. I was trying to make it so I wasn't in the mirror on that shot. But that just gives you a much better indication of how much better your photos could be. If you're a real estate, you want an LG G6. It's pretty plain and simple. This phone is going to be the best phone for any real estate agent, and a lot of you guys desperately need it, because again, the ones that I showed you in the beginning are real listings that have been up for about 3 days. So 3 days or less, that's how quick these listings are. And again, I know some people polish photos later, but just coming as a consumer, I only look at the photos really within the first 5 days. If your listing is after 5 days, I'm not looking at your photos anymore. Alright guys, I'm curious to see how you guys like this video, and also if you guys have ever gone shopping for houses. For just my regular viewers, have you guys ever seen houses or dealt with bad real estate people or had these bad experiences? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you guys as always for watching. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy.